Yeah. Oh,
My name
good.
is Dasha Jamieson with Red Rock Pastel Society of Nevada, and today we have a special guest, Marla Baggetta. Uh, she's gonna show us around her studio, talk about
Yeah.
something exciting, what she has happening there,
Yeah.
and just very happy to see you. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. This is fun. I've never done Instagram Live before, my very first time, which is kind of amazing because I'm on social media a lot and Facebook and Instagram, but I've never done live. So it's just cool. Very cool.
Well,
Thanks. Thank you very much for having me, inviting me.
thank you so much for saying yes.
Yeah.
So we started this
Yes.
series to promote our online show this year. And one of the first requests what I got from our followers is to like, can you invite Marla Baggetta? And I'm like, but I don't know her personally. But I guess right now it's very hard to meet somebody in person, like at this
I
time,
know.
before
I,
you can
I
ask
know.
them to do something live. So I
I
had
know.
to cold call you and say
Yeah.
hi. Thank you for
It's
saying
funny.
yes.
I love that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how did you start it with pastels?
Wow. Okay. That's well, let me go into it. I studied illustration in college and I worked as an illustrator for many, many years. And I did all different media when I was an illustrator. The prevailing style when I graduated from art school was very tight rendering. And so I used an airbrush and like a little 3/0 brush, so very completely different from what people know me for. And so I did that work for a number of years. And I lived in Los Angeles area. And my ex-husband and I, we moved to Oregon with our two sons. And one of my sons was, my first son was born very, very, very prematurely. And that was 30 years ago now. I can't believe it. He's 30 this year.
Did you have a kid at 5 or like
Thank you. You're my best friend. Um,
I?
um, so I couldn't, I took care of him when he was young because he had a lot of challenging things going on. And so I wasn't able to work for a number of years while I was taking care of him. And so when I finally was able to kind of see my way back to doing some artwork, I really wanted to do something that was a little more personal, and I wanted to do something that was easy for me to pick up and put down because I had the little ones. And so I happened to have this little box of Rembrandt pastels in my, you know, drawers of art supplies from, you know, from when I was in school. And so I lived in Oregon. I still live in Oregon, and it's beautiful here. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do some pastels. I'm going to pick them up and do some landscapes. And that's how I started. And that was, you know, I don't know, that was a long time ago, like 25 years ago. So it just grew and grew and grew from there. And now let's see if I can show you. I have a little bit more than just my Rembrandt pastels. I don't know if you guys can
Oh
see
my
my
gosh.
tray.
Yeah,
So
right.
beautiful. And I
Yeah,
just
right.
love, yeah, I love it. I still love walking into my studio and seeing that tray. And it still is inspiring to me and it feels really beautiful. And I feel really lucky to be doing pastels. But I also
Man.
do other media too. Most people
Yeah,
know me from the
yeah.
pastels,
Yeah,
but
and
I
you have
do.
something exciting happening right now, Marla.
Yes.
Let's don't keep people
Yeah.
in anticipation. Let's tell what you've been working
Oh,
on
yeah. I
lately.
just launched. So I have a lesson site. It's paintinglessonswithmarla.com. And most of the lessons on my website are pastel. I have monthly pastel lessons. And also other kind of standalone workshops, light and shadow, one called Kitty and Friends, and they're really fun. But I just launched a watercolor sketching workshop, which I'm super excited about, and that's on sale right now. But
and also you can find Marla Baggetta, and she has direct link on her website, special watercolor course, and a lot of pastel lessons. Like if you're looking for a teacher, I heard what Marla is wonderful, and we have a member, Alejandra.
Ali.
Yeah, she's raving about you. She's raving about you.
And she's a really, really good painter. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's really doing really well. I love teaching, and I've been teaching my whole career. Even when I got right out of art school, I went to Art Center College of Design. There's a big plane going by.
Are you nearby Portland? You in Oregon, but you right by Portland?
Yes, I'm right. I live in a close-in suburb to Portland. I'm just 10 minutes from downtown Portland, which I love. It's great. I don't get to go there very much right now.
And nobody's going nowhere for right now.
It's a good time to be an artist. It's a good time to be an artist because it keeps me sane. It's really good.
Rhonda from San Diego saying, my favorite classes every month. Yelena from New York saying, thank you, Marla, for your latest live demos on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Please show us your studio. I rudely interrupted you.
Let's see if I can turn this around a little bit. So right now, I'm going to show you the studio, but I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to have to bear with it because it's a little jacked up. We're doing, see right now, see that? There's our camera. Let me turn it this way. There's our camera for the live streams. And so there's one of my easels. So the studio really serves as a set for the lessons and the videos, and also my studio. So we make it work. It's a glorified garage. That's my second easel right there. Big acrylic paintings on it. And it's really a glorified garage, but it looks prettier than it is on the video. See, it's just a garage, but
it's wonderful artistic space. You can feel the spirit.
Yeah, I love it. So I have my little beautiful garden out here, and the lilacs in full bloom right now.
Oh my gosh!
And so it's really, so the pastel palette, yes, I made the tray myself, so that I see the comment. So, and actually on my website, I have free mini lessons that you can sign up for, and I tell you exactly how to make that tray. There's a mini lesson that shows how to make this tray right here.
This is great. We're definitely gonna check it out, and if you will be able to take a couple of pictures of your tray later and send them to us, that would be great too.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me show you while I can. I know it's kind of weird to move this around, but what's cool about the tray is that the way it's made is that it has a lid. Okay, so hang on, let me see if I can do this. So this lid goes right on it, you guys. See, it's just a piece of masonite. And then the pastels are protected, and you can put other stuff on it. I can do watercolor or oils or whatever, and my pastels are all protected, and I can use this for something else. Though I don't like to have the tray on it because
you cannot see them then. Yes.
Yeah, I want to see them. When I walk into my space, I love seeing these. I want to see them. So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they arrange by color, and by value. I see
Yeah,
that.
so the way I learned color theory, that there's three things responsible for color's appearance, and that is its hue. Is it red? Is it blue? Is it yellow? Its value, is it light or dark, right? And its intensity, or also called saturation. So that's the way I have the tray organized. It's basically, Richard McKinley has his organized pretty much the same way. I have a neutral section in addition to that, which I use a ton. And in my box, I have all different brands mixed, because the way I paint, you know, I'm relying on the different characteristics of the different brands. So I have new pastels in there, Schminke. I have lots of Unison. I love Unison. I love Terry Ludwig's. There's Blue Earth. What else? Mount Vision. I really like those pastels. So
Very
everything's
wonderful.
all mixed in there, and each different brand kind of does a little bit different thing, right? So yeah, I don't know the color names of very many of them. People are ask me all the time when I'm working, do you know what stick is that? And often I don't know. What I've done is I've purchased the charts from Dakota Pastels for each of the brands that I use a lot of, so that when I run out, I know how to, or
That's a great
reorder.
idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't do color swatches. I know a lot of people do to get
Yeah,
familiar with the box what they buy, but I just
yeah,
want to go ahead and play with my pastels.
yeah.
Like,
I don't have time to. I'm gonna turn the camera away. I don't have time to memorize all the pastels. I don't want to do that.
so one of the
Yeah.
things in teaching what you have, I heard, you talk a lot about thousand variation, or is it 100 variation? Which one is it?
Oh, yes, 100 variations. So a number of years ago, I think it was now 2008 or 9, I did a series of one very, very simple actually one of the images, the image that you used with the gold field, that was
Okay,
one of
yeah,
them.
I have that
Yeah,
one.
that was one of them. That one, yeah.
Okay, it's cropped a little bit here, but
Yeah,
we have it.
they can see it if you go scroll through. So a number of years ago, that's an imaginary scene. It's not any place, and I did that. I did one like it, and a friend of mine came into my studio. She said, "Oh, that's really nice," and I said, "Yeah, I love it. I could do that 100 times." And she said, "Oh no, you can't." I said, "Yeah, I could." It was a little bit of a dare, and so I started, and I just tried to see how many times I could make it work. I didn't have in mind to do seasons or times a day. I just like, how many times can I make this work? And the different value and color combinations I added some mixed media to some of them, but each one of them had some pastel in it, and
Hello.
each one of them was the same size and the same basic composition. And then I just thought, oh, well, this is so cool. It's like meditation. It's really getting me into the habit of painting almost every day. So I decided to ask Pastel Journal if I could write an article about it. And they said yes. And they put me on the cover, and it was really popular. And it was great. It was just, and it changed everything for me. It changed my whole way of going about painting and working and thinking about it. So
Would thank you for sharing. That's a
yeah,
wonderful story. Would you
yeah.
recommend artists trying that? Like, would you still recommend trying 100 variation of any scene to young artists or not so young?
Yeah. Yes,
I
because
mean,
I
more
think that,
experienced, like
yeah, I
artists.
think I don't, one thing I do see. So for me, it wasn't I tried not to make it this chore. And I
Yeah.
tried to, I didn't want it to be a chore or something that was, that I had to do in a particular way. But I do think that thinking about creating a habit of painting and being creative as much as you can, and maybe it's not every day. I see a lot of 30-day challenges and things like that oftentimes I feel like it's a little onerous to think about. More, I think habits are hard to form, and habits are easy to, it's like a resolution. It's really easy to let go of. So I think a habit has to be more than just 30 days. I think
Exactly.
a habit has to be like ingrained in you in a really deep, profound way. So anything that can do that for you as a painter, I think, yeah, you should try to do. And I also think in terms of what you can gain and learn from doing something over and over again. People say, well, what, you did that 100 times. What did you learn from that? Well, I learned a ton. For one thing, just about the media. For another thing, just about my own power and stamina as a painter, my own perseverance. And the other thing that I think about, and again, that habit thing and making it something ingrained in me. And I still, every now and then, when I am stuck, and I get stuck, I'll just bust out one of those variations, and I feel like that's a place that I can take off from. It's a place that I feel safe and solid, and that I can then go out from. And I think it's really important to have that as an artist, some kind of safe zone, a place to start, because the hardest thing is to start. Artists, we're supposed to start with a blank slate every single time, and do it over and over again.
Yeah, talking about blank slate, I saw a comment there below. So do you use watercolor underpainting or water underpainting? And what's the difference? Can you answer that?
Yeah. So I often do, I'm going to say I never start with a white piece of paper that's just a white piece of paper. So if I'm using
what about oatmeal?
Yeah, or not even that. Even if it's oatmeal, I love you, art. I'm going to do some kind of underpainting. I don't want to fight that white. So I'm going to do either it's watercolor. I also really love fluid acrylics, which are really thin. They come in a bottle, and in fact, I can find one. They come in a bottle, and they're really thin chromatic paints. So I'll use fluid acrylics, or I'll use alcohol or Gamsol or something to move the pastel around, or even water, because I don't want the white. Or I'll use a toned paper, because I think the most intimidating thing is that white piece of paper. It is. It's scary. And I don't want it. I don't want to do it.
Well, that's a great advice. So safe place, and so we kind of try to get the perfect recipe. So safe place, do some sort of underpainting, do not fight blank canvas. So we all need some place to start from. And another thing what you talk about is mileage. Like, can you elaborate on that?
Yes.
I did my homework.
Of course, I can. You could probably tell I love to talk about all this. So mileage, I think if there's one thing that's helped me to be, and I'm going to say I'm a successful artist, and I'm only saying that because I have been able to make support myself as an artist for years and years. I've been a full-time artist for almost 30 years now. Um, so I'm going to say that's a success, right?
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Uh, is
Hearts,
being
everybody hearts.
being prolific, a prolific painter, painting a lot. Now, mileage is not just getting in here and slamming away at it. Mileage has to have some intentional element to it, that you walk in here with some idea in mind of what you want to accomplish. That could be a small thing, like, okay, today I'm going to push myself to go to the far reaches of my palette, or today I'm going to work on composition, or today I'm going to try some new paper, or whatever it is. I try to do that because the other thing I don't do is I never ever compare myself to other painters. I look at other painters' stuff and I really admire, like I really love, I like Lena Setlitz's work and Richards, and there's so many great pastelists now. Allie.
I have a question about not comparison, okay? Like finish your thought and I'll gotta ask that one.
Okay, so I don't compare myself to other people. I only try to get better.
Better as Marla Baggetta, like as far as you can push Marla.
Right. And I study hard. I really study. I study old masters. I read about artists. I try, and that's part of the doing different media. Like right now, the watercolor sketching is pushing me and getting me to draw more. And that drawing feeds into the pastel. It feeds into the oil painting. It all swims together. So whatever I'm, whatever I'm doing, I'm just trying to get better. And I do push myself to that. I'm serious about it. I don't do anything else. I don't have any other hobbies. I only paint and draw. It's pretty much all I do.
Well, you're kind of cheating on pastel with all these other mediums. Like I saw your beautiful oils, what you sent in that folder. They were amazing. Now watercolor course teaching is another full career. So you do explore. So
it's enough to do. It's enough to do.
It's enough to do. So about not comparing yourself to other artists, I think it's very hard. So right now we're working on posting our online exhibition to our website, so it will be available on or before May 10th. So as soon as we wrap that live, we're gonna start working on it again and put it on our website. A lot of beautiful artists submitted great work, great body of work, and Richard right now is busy making his judging decision on who's gonna get awards. We put him to work too. So but like there will be winners. There is like only one best in show, right? There is one first place and several honorable mentions, but like how not to get disappointed, how not to start comparing yourself to the artist who got a first place, who got on a cover, like
okay, so
what
I
do you
have
do?
some thoughts about that. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to all just thinking about art history, we're not really doing anything new. We're just taking what we've all learned and kind of mashed it up and put it together. So throughout history, like we wouldn't be painting the way we are painting now if it weren't for the Impressionists. And so if you start looking at yourself compared to other artists, it's just overwhelming. And I don't think it's constructive or instructive. I think when it comes to the shows, it's good to enter them. It's good to share. Like we don't make art in a vacuum. We have to share it. We have to put it out there in some way. So I think it's good, and it's good to get to get validated. And I think it's really I want that for myself too. But that when you're putting yourself out in those shows, you have to recognize that it's just one. It's, you know, Richard's opinion is Richard's opinion. However, he has a very informed opinion. He's looking at work with a particular criteria, and I do that too when I'm judging. I'm looking for particular things. I'm looking for craftsmanship. I'm looking for uniqueness. You know, there's certain criteria, and I know Richard has he's not just pulling it out of his head.
Like, let's speak a best of show, right?
He's chosen the people that he's chosen, but it is still just one person's opinion, and I think that people should just kind of pat themselves on the back just for showing up, and just even just putting yourself in a show at all is it's hard, it's brave, and it's a gift that we give to all those around us to share our work on any, you know, whether we win a prize or not, because making art is good for the world, and especially now. And it's like, what, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good, positive, wonderful, beautiful thing. So showing up is
a great thing. Thank you, Marla, so much for that. And we have Ayab saying hi, Linda Matti saying hi, Lilia from UK, from Finland, I think, saying hi, Christine Bowman from San Diego saying hi there. Hi, guys. And a lot of our members got their letters in the mail of acceptance today. So if you haven't checked your email, go check it. It could go on promotions if you're using Google, and check your spam folder, because it is from office@showsubmit.com. Go check it, share it with us. Thank you, Marla, for this encouraging. And do you can you like you say you have something on your easel what you're working on, and you probably can show it?
Let's see. Yeah, I can show you. It's not very far along, but I can show it. Let me see. It is, it's a U art board. It's a scene of Italy, actually. And it's, I've got graphite that I've moved around a little bit with some alcohol. So I'm just getting started. But what's kind of cool about this, this is all in shadow here. All this foreground is in shadow, and this is the bright light sunlight of Italy, of Florence. So I'm hoping it turns out it's going to be cool. So that's it. And
can you what's your next step on this painting? Like, what would you do after graphite?
So the next step will be starting in with the pastel. Yeah, I'll start with pastel. Yeah.
Do you work like hard to soft, thin to thick?
Yes, generally speaking, I'm trying to work hard to soft, and also I'm trying to work as thin as I can for as long as I can, and then I'm gonna add the last layers as being thicker, usually lighter values, so the lights and the whites are going to be thicker and lighter, just kind of like oil. You know, you're working fat over lean, so it's kind of the same in a certain way. So yeah,
that's wonderful. Thank you so much for showing us studio, and thank you for your advice to all the artists. What making art is nowadays is good for the world. It's Tanya Cruz saying that. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're
anything
welcome.
Else we didn't forget anything? We did tell about watercolor courses.
Just make sure you visit my website, paintinglessonswithmarla.com. There are lessons there in pastel, oil, and now my new watercolor sketching workshop, which is super fun because it's really It's really relaxed and easy, and it's good for pastelas too. That sketching and drawing is good stuff. And yeah, so please visit the website. The watercolor sketching workshop's on sale for the next month or so. So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for inviting us over. Beautiful studio and a lot of insight. Thank you for sharing all that with us. Now we all got to start not with a blank canvas and put enough mileage.
Yeah, that's it. Good job.
Thank you, Marla. Thank you, everybody. We're going to be short and sweet today. Berto saying hi from Italy. That's kind of cool what you're painting Italy right now, too. Thank you all, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.